Eid Mubarak everyone, this is Joita Moitri and yes, welcome to a new video. 2 weeks back in Monologues of Life 8, I have requested all of you to put down your questions in the Google form link that I have put in the comment section, and my goodness, thanks to all of you who have participated and who have put down your questions about me in that link. You know, I honestly expected okay, I'll get maximum 10 to 12 questions and from there I will answer 8 to 9 questions, and that was my plan, and it turned out to be that I got 51 question, literally 51 question, which isn't the way I expected. So let's get started. I have chose 21 questions. So the very first question is, in a video you have said that you call your friends by special names. Yes, I do, like Boss, Lamu, Mochika, etc. What are the special names that people call you with? Okay, alright, so my mom calls me with a special name, that is Moyu. It's the short version of Moitri. So my mom calls me by Moyu. My dad calls me as Buri, but recently he is calling me more with a different name rather than Buri. He's calling me with Churanto Gadha, because my name now became as a Churanto Gadha because it has a story, fun story. So when he teaches, it's like a habit with me that whenever he teaches me physics, I will listen to Gadha every class at least once, and it's never once, it's always more than once, honestly. So if I don't, unless I don't hear the Gadha sound, I don't start understanding. Once I hear the Gadha word, when he calls me that, then I start understanding physics. So recently, I think 2 to 3 weeks back, he was teaching and his reaction was like, Eki, tumi eto Gadha ken? Tumi to dekhi Churanto Gadha. And then that name came, Churanto Gadha. So yeah. And then about my friends, Boss gave my name as employee, but Boss doesn't really call me by employee, so yeah. Lamu calls me as Joyu. Mochika calls me as Muchika. Mochika also has another name that is Coco, and with that, I also have another name, Momo. So Mochika, Muchika, Coco, Momo, like that way. And Lamu calls me as Joyu. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, I have another friend that is Noor. She is a very close friend of mine. So she calls me as Jo Bandor or Jo. So Jo Bandor is basically Joita's Jo Bandor and then Jo. Yeah. And Zara calls me as Joey, which isn't a good thing because I'm 2 years older than her. She's supposed to call me Apu, but she calls me Joey. Bad manners, Zara. Alright, moving on to the next question. Next question is thin jalebi or fat jalebi? Thin jalebi, of course. I don't like fat jalebi. Alright. Wow, these questions are pretty fun. I'm starting to enjoy answering them. In your monologue written by you, Nabola Kotha, you wrote about a guy. Yeah, guy. Okay, right, guy. Who was that actor, chale? I already answered in the writing. সে গল্প হবে না হয় আরেকদিন যখন আমার কৈশোর পার হয়ে যাবে। I will tell it when this story is over. Until then, it's a secret on Nabola Kotha. You have to wait for Nabola Kotha part 2 for years until I cross my teenhood. So yeah. Alright, next it's a big question, so let's start reading. Hi Apu, I'm your big fan. I also have fans. Wow. Hi Apu, I'm your big fan. Thank you so much, first of all, to whoever has sent this question. Your underrated Hertig is amazing. Thank you so much. My question is, you have shared a lot of your personal life story in Underrated Hertig and other videos also. What gives you the courage to share these stories so boldly and bravely? Because a lot of us hesitate and fear to express our flaws. How are you so able to be so authentic? Well, I think what makes me able to share my personal life stories without the fear of expressing my flaws and hesitating is, I think, because I don't fear judgments, like who will judge me or this thing, because I believe in this small thing, that I will always be judged. Okay, now I'm younger, now I'm just in grade 9 or I'm starting to be grade 10. People will not judge me as much now, but still I think I will come across. Right now I'm doing YouTube, my audience, some of my audience may judge me. If I'm not doing YouTube, my classmates can judge me, my friends can judge me. When I will grow up, in my workplace people will judge me, in my university people will judge me, my colleagues will judge me, my relatives will judge me, my family will sometimes start judging me. So judgment will always be there. Now my option is either I die, I don't exist, because judgment will always be there, because I cannot live my life as a fake life, so I will always be judged, or I decide to give up the fear of judgment and just live in my own terms, and that is what I'm doing. Unless I know I'm not harming anyone and my stories are actually relatable to someone, which means someone out there, out of maybe I have 100 views, at least one person is there who is relating and who is feeling that, okay, if Joyita Appu has overcome this, then I can try to overcome. That is enough for me. I don't need many people to be inspired by me. One is enough for me. So yeah, I think that makes me so bold and brave. Thank you, first of all, for saying me bold and brave, that I don't fear judgments of people. And I think none of us should, actually. It's useless to be fearful about judgments. Alright, next question is, what do you believe is your talents? You are an incredible all-rounder, so I am in confusion. Thank you so much for calling me an all-rounder. Yes, okay, and we have a similar question like that. The second question, like similar question, is what is your most favorite among all of your passions? So these two questions are similar because the answer is same. That is, I believe my only talent, I believe my talent is writing, and my favorite among all of my passions is also writing. So yes, I mean, if I am a little passionate about anything in life, or a little bit of talented in anything in life, I think it's writing. Other things I don't think I'm doing right. Alright, next question. How are you utilizing your time right now as there's lockdown going on? The only way I'm utilizing my time as there's lockdown going on, I mean, lockdown doesn't matter to me as a students, because students are generally staying at home. We don't go to school if there's a lockdown or not a lockdown. But as vacation is going, the only way I'm utilizing it is I'm sleeping a lot. Okay, I'm sleeping like hell. So I'm sleeping a lot. That's the best thing and the best way to utilize, because other times when my school is going on, I might sleep, but I don't have a peaceful sleep, because I'm always into work and this stress, that stress. So right now I'm sleeping a lot. Yeah. Okay, next question. Hello, I think your choice of writings for Monologues of Life is very great and also unique. Thank you so much. I'm really happy to know that you found it very great and unique. I try to make it unique as much as I can. Alright, so most of us usually haven't come across those writings. How do you usually find the poems for Monologues of Life? Actually, there isn't a certain way how I find Monologues of Life, the poems for Monologues of Life. Because as I said in one of my videos, that Monologues of Life is not a special series that I work for, that okay, this is for Monologues of Life, or I'm reading this out for Monologues of Life. This series is like, it's like sharing the stuff. Just like when we read something, we share it on our Facebook, we share it on our Instagram. So it's like that. Whatever I read, I want to share it with my audience on YouTube. So that's the purpose of Monologues of Life. So these are the things that I generally read, and I read from everywhere. Literally everywhere. Like I read, I involve myself with literature from Google, from books, from different websites, from different sites, maybe from, some of them are image from, sometimes from YouTube. So yeah, I read from everywhere. And if you have seen Monologues of Life 8, it's by a new writer, one of my junior, Tarisha. So yeah, I want to bring out writings that have good content from whoever the writer is. There isn't a specific way that I'm searching in this way, popular writer or this popular writer or this bunch of people, because I want to keep good writings. That's it. That's my target. I want to keep good writings. So I read from everywhere to get a good writing. So yeah, there isn't, I'm sorry I couldn't answer this in the right way, because there isn't honestly a specific website or specific place from where I collect my writings. So yeah. Oh, next question is, if more cheese has more holes, but more holes means less cheese, then is more cheese less cheese? Next question. I can't answer this. Alright. This is also a little big one. So yeah. Apu, you always say that writing is your biggest passion. Yes, it is. And that you dream to be a writer one day. Yes, hopefully I want to be, and I'm working for being a writer one day. Alright, earlier we could read a lot from you regularly, but these days we don't really get to read much from you, even though you have a blog. Is it because you have stopped writing right now, or you have taken a break from it? I declare, whoever has sent this, kisses and hugs for you. Because I love this question, because you have concerned about my writing life. Thank you so much for asking this question. Answer, you have asked if I have stopped or if I have taken a break. No, I haven't stopped, nor have I taken a break from writing. So yes, those of you of my audience who doesn't know what she meant by reading regularly, I think she's my school junior. So she or he, whoever it is, that person is my school junior. So I used to publish every year in my school magazines and also in my school website regularly. Right now, even after having a blog, I don't post, mainly because of two reasons. That is, my old writings, I'm not posting them in my blog. Like the writings that are already written is because my blog is not any authentic, like certified blog. It's all of it is made by a free website called Wix.com. So I don't trust, because someone might copy away my writing and then I can't even find out that who copied or something, and later I might fall in trouble with my writing. Because if a trusted source copies my writing, then I will be called that I just copied that person's writing, right? So I don't want to go in that risk right now. And new writings, I am not publishing it anywhere because well, right now I think it is the time for me to read. I have sorted out, because the way I have written Dear Mom writing series, those of you who have read my writing for the last 3 to 4 years, I'm not wanting to continue that, and I'm wanting to change my writing pattern. And I've realized that this is the best time for me to read and know how literature works, because earlier also I used to read a lot, but that time I was younger. So even though I used to read kids writing or child writings, writings that are meant for kids, not like teen or youth or adult writings, but because I didn't have the maturity, honestly, to understand at that time that what does this writing mean. But now I have the maturity, as well as now I can give the focus and concentration. So I'm trying to understand how literature works, how world literature works, how earlier writers would write, right now how writers are writing. So different writers, I'm exploring how they are writing, because if I want to be a writer, then I have to first know how others are writing, so that I don't follow that, so that I know that that is how I can't write, because that is already written. So I have not taken a break. I haven't stopped writing. I am still with writing a lot, just in a different form. I'm still preparing myself to be a writer. And I think I'm giving my time, most of my time, to writing than I'm giving to anything else, even YouTube, because I'm always thinking about writing. I'm not doing that with my study, with my YouTube, with anything, just the way I am with writing. So alright, next question. How are you so beautiful? Crush on you. That's a question. How am I so beautiful? I'm flattered. Alright, I think it's not my physical appearance. At least with me being called as beautiful, I think it's my work. I think if you are calling me beautiful, I want you to call me as beautiful for my work, for my words, and for my abilities, and for my presentation of passion. Yeah, all this stuff, not for my physical appearance. And for the second part, crush on you, I believe that you were honest while writing that you really have a crush on me. And since you have written it, you are a special person in this entire Q&A. So my only message to you will be that the next time, I really thank you for writing this, and I really appreciate that you have written and sent a question. Next time, my request to you is, next time you write something, tell something before praising about, before indicating physical appearance or beauty. Because not because I don't think I'm beautiful, or not because I don't think I have a good physical appearance, but I think because I have gave a lot of opportunity to people. I always try to create opportunity for people so that they have a lot of things to say about me, about my work, before indicating my physical appearance. I have no problem people calling me beautiful, with having a beautiful face, but I want people to tell me a lot other things before telling me that I have a pretty face, because I think I deserve more. Yeah, I want to get a lot more appreciation for my work first, rather than a face that I have no control over it. It's just given by my creator. And yeah, that's it. Alright, next question. Apu, you have said that Nahian Zaman Zara is your volunteer. Yep, she is. I'm just interested to know what is her work actually, because you are performing. So other than hosting Underrated Hot Take, what does she do? Just normally curious to know how you guys divide the work. Actually, there is no specific method to divide the work. She just does whatever I'm asking her to do. That's it. Actually, Zara, I mean, to me, Zara is like a younger sister, you know, not like a volunteer, like a formal volunteer relationship that this is your work, list of work, something like that. This is, you will do. This is your list of work. It's not like a job. So since she's my little sister, I just, whatever I tell her, she does, and she calls it as a volunteer. And right now she is hosting the session. She will be hosting the session in future also in Underrated Hot Take whenever I am the speaker. And other than that, in Monologues of Life, she is basically doing all my typing work, because I just search out the monologue and I said, please type it for me, because I'll perform it. So because all of them are not in typed version with me. So yeah, main thing is she just does whatever I'm asking her to do. So whatever things I do, yeah, I just, whatever things I think that she can do, I divide the work to her, I say her to do. And yeah, I'm really thankful for her that she is with me working as a volunteer, because not because my YouTube would stop without her. I don't say that I'm totally dependent on her, but maybe the way I'm active every week with a monologue, that might not have been possible. Maybe I couldn't be available every week, because there were times when my exams were going, I still posted videos. That is because there was someone to help me out, like typing the work, doing this work, that work, these side works, right? So if she wasn't there, then I had to do all the works alone, and that time I might not have managed it with my studying. So I'm really thankful that she's with me, and that is making me more regular on YouTube, as much as I can, of course. So yeah, a huge shout out to Nahian Zaman Zara for being there for me. Yeah, I just hope she doesn't get pissed off with me, because I'm very good at irritating and pissing people off. So yeah. Next question. Do you ever feel cringe while watching your video? I feel cringe while watching my academic videos. I don't feel that cringe while watching my Monologues of Life. But academic video, I mean, I usually don't watch my academic video, but recently I was watching for my academic need, because I forgot that chapter, so I was going to watch my video so that I get reminded what was that topic and thing, just to revise. So then I was like, what? I was so cringe, I couldn't watch the full video, because I was like, what am I doing? What is this? So I was very cringe. Yeah, so I get cringed with my academic videos, because I just act very weird there. Yeah. Next question. What do you think you would be giving your time to if you weren't doing YouTube? Please don't talk about studies. I was going to talk about studies. First of all, YouTube isn't a work for me. Like, I don't really call myself a YouTuber, or not that I want to be a YouTuber, that yeah, I want to go in this path. I think if I wasn't doing YouTube, I would still be the same, because before YouTube I was writing, singing, doing recitations. After YouTube, I was like, if YouTube wasn't there, then I would still be doing the same thing, writing, singing, recitation. Maybe the medium would be different, like the way I'm posting on YouTube, maybe the medium would be different, and I would be doing different things, life would be different, but I would still be doing the same things I'm doing right now. It wouldn't be like totally different out of nowhere. Alright, next question is, why don't you do chit chat videos? I didn't know people love my chit chat videos, honestly, because I thought I was just speaking stuff that makes no sense in chit chat videos. I'm happy to know that someone is there who is wanting my chit chat videos. Actually, I did one chit chat video only so far, when I was away from YouTube for 2 months, and right now I have to go away from YouTube and then I can come back with a chit chat. But jokes apart, if you have anything to know, like you guys can honestly suggest me in the comment section of this video, or any video you can suggest me that you want a chit chat on that topic, or on this specific part of my life, or anything. If I think that I can talk about it, then I will definitely try to do. Like, you can help me out and give me some ideas about chit chat video, because I don't know what you can enjoy or what you will enjoy, because I honestly feel that whatever I say doesn't make sense, so that's why I'm not quite sure if you will enjoy it or not. So yeah, help me out in the comment section below. Next question, why don't you hold some more contests on writing from your blog? Okay, honestly, I have hold only one contest, which is Explore Page 1, and the results were very disappointing, because first of all, because that time I was inexperienced. That was the first, like I was working as an organizer and giving out the writing contest, and I was inexperienced. And when there were like 50 people or even 30 people I knew who said they will participate, and it was confirmed, but at the end like 10 to 12 people participated. I got 10 to 12 entries, which was very disappointing for me. Yep, I cried a little as well. I was like, what is up? Like, if people are not liking me, it's okay, I have no problem if people are not wanting to participate, but what is this attitude that people are saying I'll participate and then they are not sending? But because that time I was new and inexperienced, now after doing unlocking, then now I'm doing underrated, now I'm used to this thing, it doesn't bother me anymore. So yeah, that experience somehow bugs me, and I'm like, people are not much interested. From my experience, people are less interested in writing. Okay, everyone says we want a contest, but when it comes to participating, no one wants to participate, which is very disappointing for me. And for that, I have started Monologues of Life to involve my audience more with literature, and then if I give some writing contests, so that they participate more, because that time they are used to with living with literature. So yeah, but this question makes me feel nice that someone is out there who is wanting more contests, but I don't think it will be anytime soon. Let's see, hopefully, if I give or not. Yeah. Alright, the next question is, what comes first in your mind when you almost lose every hope? Actually, whenever I lose hope about anything, or whenever I'm going through stress about anything, be it anything, when I'm on the verge of losing all my hope, I just look back. I just look back to the works I have done, to how far I have come. I'm not saying I have done a lot, or I have become very famous, or I have become very big of a person. Nothing like that. But I look back and I remind myself that, Joeita, right now you are doing things that you always wanted to do. Because honestly, when I was in grade 6 or 7 or even 8, I always wanted to do the things that I'm doing right now. Not YouTube, but I wanted to perform. I wanted to perform singing regularly. I wanted to perform recitation regularly. I wanted to do stage performances. I wanted to perform in front of people. I wanted to do presentations, which honestly, I love my school. I'm not complaining about my school, but that opportunity was less. comparatively compared to other schools in our school. I love my school a lot. I'm in this school for the last 12 years. So yeah, I have no less love for it, but this fact used to frustrate me a lot, that I used to be frustrated that why does our school have less opportunity? Like, if I participate and lose, if I don't win, I have no regret. But just because my school doesn't have that opportunity, just because of the lack of opportunity, I'm not being able to participate, but other schools are participating, other schools are doing, that used to really sadden me. And because I was always attracted to this thing, I always used to search which school is doing what. Oh yeah, that school is doing this function, this school is doing that function, and our school is having nothing. So that used to sadden me a lot, and I used to be very sad about it, that I'm not being able to perform. So I remind myself that, Joyita, even though you're stressed, even though you're on the verge of losing hope, you're still in the best moment of your life, because you are doing everything you wanted to do for years, and you are getting so many love and so many things. And also one more thing I try to remind myself, I look back and see my journey and see the hard times I've gone through. I'm not saying that I had a lot of struggle. No, people passed harder times than me. I totally believe that. But I honestly feel that whatever I have come this far, whatever like this one single person thinks that okay, Joyita might be a good writer, Joyita might be a good speaker, whatever this place of thing I have done, place I have reached, I always had to prove myself to everyone. When I started writing at the age of 12, no one suddenly at once believed that Joyita is a good writer. I had to give writings, I had to reach more, I had to write more and more and more and reach to people, and go to the excellence of the excellence of the excellence. At least from my side, try to reach to perfection as much as I can with writing. Even with my parents, I think my parents didn't believe at once that one single go, that if I went up to them and say that, hi, I want to organize a magazine, or hi, I want to do YouTube, they wouldn't agree. But because I had to prove that yes, this is my ability, this is what I am doing with my writing, this is what I'm doing with singing, this is what I'm doing with recitation. I am not saying it's a sad story of my life. I totally love that I haven't got anything easy. I haven't got anything just like that. I had to give proof. I had to gradually step and show that this is what I'm able to. I'm happy for that. So yeah, I look back to that time and I said that I can't lose hope and I can't give up, because I don't know how much talent Creator has given me. I don't know how much ability I have. But all I know is the amount of effort I have given, the amount of hard work I have given, the amount of patience I've kept, the amount of love I've given to my passion to prepare myself to come this far, and the amount of hard work and effort I'm still giving to prepare myself. It would be an injustice to that amount of hard work if I just give up now. So yeah, that's it. The amount of hard work I've given just keeps me going to do more hard work, and then in future this hard work will remind me to do more hard work, and that's like a cycle. Yeah. Alright, next question is, ew, you are so ugly. Aww. How do you even dare to show your face in the video? This question is my most favorite question. Well, how do I even dare to show my face in this video? Well, you are my inspiration, bro. Just like you have shown your soul in this question, just like that, I dare to show my face in the video. I'm totally inspired by you. Thank you for being my inspiration. Alright, next question. How are you so productive all the time? I don't know. Actually, it's not about being productive all the time that I target that I have to be productive all the time. It's just that this is my world. I am like this. Even though I've seen that I talk a lot, I blabber a lot, like I might be an extrovert. I am an extrovert on YouTube, but I am not really an extrovert, honestly. When I'm around people, I'm very introvert. There are like maximum 5 people with whom I share stuff, with whom I'm just me. And other than everyone is there, I'm just there, but I don't talk, and I am not the type of person who likes to talk a lot to a lot of people. So yeah, other than talking to my parents and other than talking to my friends, which I do for a while, like I have like 3 friends with whom I really talk. So other than doing and other than studying, I have a lot of time since I'm not on any social media, and even on the limited social media platforms I use, I talk to very limited amount of people, like 2 to 3 people with about my life. And about work, like underrated Hortico stuff, that is a different issue, but about my life I talk to very few people. So I have a lot of time left if I'm not socializing much, and if I'm not a nerd studying the whole day, then I have a lot of time to think. So that's how I just do all the stuff, and this is my world. My world is filled up with the works I do. So I think we always do the stuff that is in our world. Maybe in your world these are not the things, maybe in your world other things are the priority, and you are giving very well time to prioritize your things. So we always have time, we always have certain things to give our priority. It's just that what we set as priority. So I believe that whatever things I'm not being able to do, it's because maybe they aren't my first priority yet. So I just try my best to make them enlisted as my priority. So yeah, that's what I do if I'm feeling I'm not being productive. So yeah, I don't know if that answered the question. I mixed up stuff. Never mind. Alright, your question, what is this? Your curtains are really iconic. Where did you get them from? I know, right? My white curtains, I love them. Yes, my curtains are really iconic. I got them from Arong. And fun fact, most of the dresses I wear, they are from Arong. Especially my initial presentation, like thermal physics, all of the dresses are from Arong. So yeah, Arong should sponsor me because most of the dresses I wear is from Arong. Yeah. Alright, the last and the final question. What irritates or pisses you off the most? When there is a sound, when there is an irritating sound in the video and I have to reshoot the video for that, because it takes a lot of effort to shoot a video. So suddenly, just because of a sound, when I have to reshoot it, that is a very much troublesome thing. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the whole video, and thanks to all of those who have sent the question. And I am very sorry if I haven't picked up your question, but don't think your question is not good enough. It's just because I wanted to keep the video with a mixture of all the questions, like a reflection of mix up of question, like some serious question, some light-hearted question, some fun question, some general questions. So I wanted to keep a mixture of it, so I'm really sorry if I haven't included your one. I will try to include those questions in the next Q&A, and until then, if you have some more questions, you can keep it in your mind, or you can even comment it down in any of my video with hashtag Q&A. I will make sure to include that in my next Q&A whenever I do. It might not be anytime soon, but I will try to do it as sometime later on. I hope you enjoyed the video, and put down in the comment section how you liked my ideas, and how also please watch Monologues of Life 9. It is a special video with a video. I don't know if that makes sense. Never mind, but please make sure to go and comment, because I got a lot of verbal comments, people saying that hi, it was good, or this way, that way. But you know, when I'm very down, I go to the comment section and I read. So if you truly love me, I mean, whenever people say that, hey, your mind is good, it is a temporary feeling. But when I'm sad, I don't remember what people said me 2 years back, or 1 month back, 2 months back. But when I go to the comment section, it's written, so it feels really good. So if you totally love my work, and if you love me, please give the small effort of commenting it down. Because later, first of all, momentarily I'll feel good, like at the moment. But later on also I'll feel very good, and it will really calm me down. So yeah, thank you so much. I think this video is very big compared to Q&A video, but yeah, put down your thoughts in the comment section below. I have to go now, so bye bye. Thank you.